Here's the famous high-security area.
Warden Mackenzie, at your service, sir.
Good morning, Warden. I have a pass which allows me to speak with prisoner Hunts.
Very well. It is the cell at the end to your left. I'd advise you to walk in the middle of the corridor.
Alright. Anything to discover here? Alright, Hans. Whoops. Nope. What are you
Hans
doing,
Shield,
you silly man?
I require some information from you.
So, who do we have here? The celebrated Sherlock Holmes himself. Do you know that for all the time I have spent rotting in here, you are my first and only visitor? I think this is cause for celebration. A confrontation between two geniuses, two extraordinary minds.
I am afraid that you are not quite as great a chemist as you believe you are, Mr. Shielman. I will not say that you never were. No, it was certainly true once. But you see, while you are whiling away your days in here, it appears that someone on the outside is at the point of surpassing you, if that is not already the case.
Yes, I heard about that. A chemical poison that eats away at the flesh and provokes hysteria. I recognize talent when I see it, but it's only a matter of time before I win back my laurels, believe me.
What can you tell me?
That depends on what you can bring to me.
I ain't giving you nothing.
What do you want?
Dang it.
Do you know why I am treated so harshly? For my meals, I am given nothing but a hunk of bread. And even then, not just any sort.
Get to the point.
Never interrupt me! Where was I? Oh yes, the bread. Did you know that with a little rye yeast, a pinch of moss, certain cockroach secretions, just enough light and damp, with a few other ingredients that I will keep quiet about, I succeeded in poisoning half the staff here?
Why would you tell me this?
Unfortunately, a little something was omitted, which would have made the results fatal. Instead, it merely caused acute attacks of stress and powerful hallucinations.
Why are you telling me this?
Even so, I got a great laugh out of watching them cry like babies when they saw their most primitive fears materializing before them.
I'm gonna say this again. Why are you telling me this?
You are a monster, Mr. Shielman.
Thank you.
It wasn't a compliment.
But of course it was! You others, you ordinary, narrow-minded people, you are afraid of anything that you cannot comprehend. You call me a monster because what you find impossible to face is just the slightest fraction of my genius. If by monster you mean someone who is nothing like you,
Get to the
that is
point!
a compliment.
Pen!
What do you need?
Very little. Just something to write with. You see, my brain races like an engine with too many thoughts. I see them crackle and explode into thousands of formulae right in front of me. What a torture not to be able to write them down. What a hell to see them vanish just as quickly as they appear to me. Just bring me something that I can write with.
That's all. That seems an easy enough request to fulfill.
But listen, I don't want a vulgar inkwell and a pigeon's feather. No, I need material fit for my talent. I want my ink pen. Bring it to me, and I will be happy to pass on to you a little of my knowledge of modern chemistry.
I don't trust this one bit.
Where is it?
Oh my
It was
god.
confiscated upon my arrival here. I suppose it might be in my locker, in the locker room. Leave me now, and don't come back without my ink pen.
I don't trust this one bit. But I'll get you your stupid ink pen.
See you soon, Mr. Holmes.
See you later, creeper. Alright. So, I gotta go get the pen out of the locker room. Wherever that is. Alright, so where is the locker room? I'm guessing I need to tell someone.
I'm glad to have been of service.
Can you tell me where I might find the locker room?
In the corridor that leads to the director's office. That's where the prisoner's civilian stuff is held. But see...
Can you open the locker room for us? We would like to inspect Shieldman's personal items.
No, Mr. Holmes. I'm not responsible for that.
See you later.
Ah, okay. So we have to go see Miss Patterson.
We must go to the...
I know! But first, I need to talk to the director, so if you'll excuse me. No!
We must go-
Ah! Quit dancing!
Anything new, Mr. Holmes? Have you been able to get what you wanted from our lodger?
Not yet. We must first cast light upon a crucial point, and for that we require your help again.
What can I do?
We need to examine Shieldman's civilian clothing.
Very well, but be extremely careful.
What do you mean?
In that madman's compartment, you will find a strange little coded case which refused point blank to open when he was incarcerated. We did try to force it, but without success.
Didn't you ask the experts?
Of course we did. Experts from Scotland Yard came to examine it, but they came to the conclusion that it was better that the case remained shut than tamper with it too much.
I see. They were afraid that some poison or other might escape if it was opened.
Exactly. Bear in mind that this man is an evil genius, a master poisoner, and that his poisons are never ordinary.
Agreed. But we're gonna look at it anyway.
Here's the key to the locker room. I give you the authorization to open it.
Good. Thank you, Mr. Patterson.
Miss Patterson, the guards are still waiting for you to put up the duty list. Do it as soon as possible. Without it, the changing of the guard cannot take place. Or had you forgotten?
Yikes. Oh.
Dry your tears, miss. I'm certain that your father didn't mean to hurt you.
Mr. Watson, I can't put up the duty list. And when he finds out, he'll be furious.
Why?
Why can't you?
It's in my locker, in the cloakroom, and I've lost the key.
Your aunt.
Say no more, Holmes. As you keep repeating, time is against us. Let's go and look at the things in the rat killer's locker.
Aw. Alright, let's go to the locker room, the locker room, the locker room. I'm sure this is it. Is this it?
The locker room.
Alright, this is where I need
The
to go.
locker room.
Okay.
Clothes.
Oh, duh, I need the key.
Here is the locker of our friend, Hans, the mad scientist.
Oh, what a jumble.
A paper knife. Blotting paper. This solid box must hold a precious object. Let us see. A poem in Hans's handwriting.
As soon as the catastrophe came to be known, an alarm from mouth to mouth was blown, and the eerie ring.
Interesting here. Nothing of interest here.
Oh my god, I can't. I know there's CA, P, CAP, S,
That's not right.
CAPSH.
That's not right.
This is gonna take a while.
That's not right. That's not right. No, he's gonna say. No, he's gonna say. A poem in Hans's. No, I can't do that.
Oh my god, why not?
No, I can't do that.
Oh my god.
No, I can't do that.
I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to look through a walkthrough for this. I'm sorry. I'll be right back. Alright, all I had to do was look for the holes in there and blot out the hole with the knife. Okay, CABRHS. CABRHS.
Perfect.
What is written on that note, Holmes?
Later, Watson, later.
Why not now?
We can give Hans.
Alright, now we can go to Hans and give him back his friggin' pen.
What a bunch of incompetents. Oh, if I was as unprofessional as that, there would be murderers running all over the town.
Excuse me?
What's the matter? Are you a patient of Dr. Watson?
Very amusing.
I was going on about the dry cleaners in Westgate Street. They've just delivered my ceremonial uniform in the middle of my duty, when I've told them 1,000 times not to bring it until after 6 in the evening.
A ceremonial uniform? You've been promoted?
No, and that's not about to happen. No, I've been invited to a wedding. I mean, I hope to be. I'm in trouble. If the director sees that I've left my post, I'll be sacked without pay.
Give it to me, Warden Brighton. I'll take care of it for you.
Really? Thanks a lot. Here's the key to the cloakroom and that of my locker. I'm really grateful, Mr. Holmes.
What have you got in mind, Holmes? You're not doing this out of kindness, are you?
No, out of curiosity. We will be able to access the cloakroom with these keys.
Why would we need to access the cloakroom? Is this the cloakroom?
Staff cloakroom.
Alright, gotcha.
Closed.
Oh, duh. Hold on. Alright, I need to have this key. Baking
Bicarbonate
soda.
of soda. Brighton must have an upset stomach caused by stress, without a doubt. The name on the key is Jenny Patterson. That is interesting.
Why is the key in his locker?
I need something.
Oh, right.
Bicarbonate of...
Alright, that's all I need to look at, right? Why does he have her key? That's indeed odd. Quit doing your dance! I want to investigate something.
Let us examine Miss Patterson's locker. The lock on this box is rather sophisticated.
Incredible. Is Jenny hiding something?
Oh, goodness. I don't know how to do this. Uh... Okay, this is gonna take a while. I think I lost it. Hold on a second. Alright, so this is supposed to go here. Got it!
It's really very clever. Little Jenny is astonishing.
Alright. Alright, we have the service sheet.
Here is the famous guard duty list. Interesting.
Hey, my Jenny, let's get married. Never mind the consequences. Your father will have to accept the fact that we are in love. Think about the baby and... Oh. Braggers. And don't forget that I love you, 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 I love you. And I've written a poem! Jenny Patterson, your heart pounds, mine weighs a ton. Our love has no bounds, it just goes on and on. Aww. I was inspired by the great Chinese poets to write it. Be courageous, my honey bun. You're Frankie. Ah.
A letter from Brighton to Jenny. Barely literate.
Apparently, Jenny is carrying Brighton's child, and it seems that Jenny's father, the director, is unaware of this.
Interesting. Jenny Patterson, Frank Brighton, a single heart with two souls in eternal love. Aww.
A locket, sealing the relation between Jenny and Warden Brighton. Decidedly, this boy is not a great poet.
Alright, I think we're done in here. Let's go give Hans his pen. Or we can give Jenny the paper that she needs first.
We have found the guard duty cards, miss. If you like, I can go and discreetly give them to the guards.
Oh, thank you. You've got me out of a lot of trouble, Mr. Holmes.
I just noticed there wasn't a period after Mr. But that's just me nitpicking. Anyway, let's go to the gods. I should probably have the paper on me real quick. Oh, I don't have it on me? Huh. Alright then. Sorry this episode has gone on for so long.
Sorry, Mr. Holmes, you can't go into the basement for the moment.
For what reason?
The door has locked itself automatically. We must enter a new security code.
Do it then.
Miss Patterson hasn't put up the guard duty list yet. Without that information...
So Mackenzie is locked in the high security zone.
Yes, but don't worry about him. He's trained for this sort of dysfunction.
Why not ask the director to take note of the code and open the door?
He isn't allowed to, and I doubt that he would run the risk of going against the orders of the administration centre. Anyway, the bars in the high security section are joined to the alarm system, which is in that room. We only need to sound it to unblock, but you see we can't do that now.
We'll try to find the duty list, Warden James.
We have the duty list!
We have found Chief Warden James's duty list.
But how? You never left the room!
Thank you, Mr. Holmes. Let's see. O'Sullivan, it's you who takes over from Mackenzie. Take note of the code, please, and unblock the door.
At once, Chief.
Post haste! Guest book.
Ah, Mr. Holmes, could I ask you for a favour?
Please do.
I think I can say on behalf of all the staff that we would be honoured if you would care to write something in our guest book.
With pleasure, O'Sullivan.
That's Hans's pen.
You seem worn out, O'Sullivan. A good night's sleep would do you good.
A good night's sleep would do me good. You're right, Mr. Holmes.
Is something worrying you?
As you know, Westgate Prison will soon be demolished, and I'm spending most of my nights studying for my exam to join the police. You understand, I have to think about my future. So sleep isn't a priority at the moment.
Scotland Yard is always looking for young, competent and motivated men. Would a letter of recommendation from me allow you to get some sleep?
What? A letter from Mr. Sherlock Holmes recommending me for Scotland Yard? Are you quite serious?
It's a dream come true!
Completely serious, my young friend. May I use this writing paper? The one on your desk.
1,000 thanks, Mr. Holmes. 1,000 thanks.
It is addressed to Inspector Baines, a good friend of mine. There's no need to remind you that it must be opened only by the person to whom it is addressed.
Yes, of course. I'll give it to him personally. Thank you again, Mr. Holmes.
Now goodbye.
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Alright. After we give the pen to Hans and get our info that we need, I'll go ahead and end the episode. Alright, Hans.
Well,
What do you need?
what a...
Oh,
that's all.
okay.
At least
Where is it?
see you soon.
Okay, yeah, I have to put the pen on.
Well,
Your pen! I got it for you!
You have what you wanted. Your precious pen.
you seem annoyed, Mr. Holmes. I would even go so far as to say terribly worried.
Why should you care, Mr. Shielman? Let's talk about that poison.
I am not talking about you in the grip of natural emotions found in ordinary people who are confronted by the inexplicable. But as for Mr. Holmes, you are embarrassed, aren't you? Are you hiding something?
Are you a chemist
That is enough,
or a
Shielman.
psychiatrist?
You have kept your word. Therefore, I will keep mine. At this moment, the poison which so interests you isn't finished yet. Its maker is encountering great difficulties in attaining the desired results.
What is the end result?
Now, Mr. Holmes, the end result of any science, as Descartes once said, to become the master and owner of nature. Here we are talking about human nature, of course. And the creator's problem isn't so much the mixture as the durability of his creation.
Huh.
What do you mean?
You see, this poison was made using rare but very volatile short-living compounds, which means that it is only possible to produce small quantities, which most importantly do not keep for a long time. Conceiving such a product in a laboratory especially built for the purpose could be achieved by any good chemist. But recopying this alchemy on another scale and keeping it ready at any moment, observing the particular conservation and storing conditions that a substance of this type requires, well, that would need a genius.
Hans is
I
just a bit of a
doubt
joker.
if the creator of this mixture would be capable.
And you would be, of course.
Of course.
Luckily, you are going to spend the rest of your life in prison.
Luck is cyclical. It always comes around again, sooner or later. As far as I am concerned, I have the feeling that the cycle is going to be very short.
You sound like you have more of a feeling. You sound like you have more than a feeling, good sir.
Holmes, it sounds to me as though this Shieldman is implying that an escape attempt will be made.
Yes, we must go and warn the director.
Alright, we'll warn the director. I'm really scared now. I don't want to continue. He's just waiting to play peekaboo with me and scare me out of my pants and socks and shirt